What are those?
Mama, there goes that man who took a stand. What's good, Mr. 30 for 30?
Birdie, I didn't see your name on the list.
Yeah, late edition, bro. You know, a few caps opted out, so here I am, surviving.
Hey, I think we only two who made it from Pitt.
Yeah, so you know we got put on for the doggies that fell off, right?
No doubt.
808 Mafia.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the general managers and scouts that are here at this combine, they've had disappointing seasons. But what they see out here, Steve, is hope.
They see who's up next. And obviously, like you said it, Kevin, it's the who's who of basketball that are evaluating all these young men.
There are so many great players here. There are so many wonderful stories. But the one that's probably been the most captivating has been about Shea. We know what he did. He sat out the tournament to support a teammate. I think the scouts are not only interested in what he can do on the floor, but finding out, is this really what he's like? Is he this kind of an unselfish team guy?
Kevin, look, I love Che. I love his desire. I love what he stands for. But let's face it right now, he's a four-year guy who could have came out in 2016. They are wondering, the question mark is his desire and commitment. Over these next few days, he has a chance to really impress these scouts.
There's a lot here on the table for him, but it's going to be fun to watch.
Fun to watch, Kevin. I'm ready.
I am too.
Download mixtapes.org. Download mixtapes.org.
Really, nigga? fuck with Pitt.
And yes, they did get Al Horford, but I don't know. He's a good defensive guy. He's a great spot-up shooter, but I don't know. And plus, they lost J.J. Redick too. That's another big blow right there too. They lost a little bit of their shooting though. Yeah, they got some in Al Horford, but Al Horford is a corner three guy. He's not really a knockdown shooter from anywhere on the floor like J.J. Redick was. Like, let's be real. And then you got Tobias Harris. He came back. That's good, but still, we got problems there. The bench is still the bench is still questionable. Milwaukee got depth. Indiana has depth. Boston has depth. The Brooklyn Nets have depth and chemistry. Toronto has depth and chemistry. Miami has depth. So, with the Philadelphia 76ers, it's based on Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Because those are the driving forces of that team. Because that bench is still questionable. And they lost a little touch of their shooting, which is bad because it's like now you got to really hope that Ben Simmons comes out and really gets this jump shot and gets a consistent jump shot. Because if he doesn't have a consistent jump shot, Giannis is going to run away with this. I guarantee you that Giannis will run away with this. So that's the second seed right there. Third seed team, I have Indiana. Indiana without question. Victor Oladipo coming back. I feel like this is going to be they've made some sneaky moves that nobody paid attention to. Of course, the Brogdon move was the obvious one, but they made some little sneaky moves on the side too. And I feel like that's going to be a sleeper team that you got to look out for. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really a sleeper team you gotta look out for this year's Indiana. That's why I put them at the third seed. I feel like they got chemistry, they got depth. They're adding more pieces to make them better just in case somebody goes out again this year. Because they didn't plan on Victor Oladipo going out, but now that they got Brogdon, I think they planning on if Victor Oladipo goes out again. They got Brogdon to step up and take that throne for them. So yeah, that's that. The next team is Boston. I have Boston at the 4th seed because I don't know how this team is going to work with Kemba Walker. They're making moves based off superstars and stuff like that, but I don't see how this is going to work. Because Kemba Walker is Kyrie Irving 2.0, and then you still have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown out here with the egos and shit. And then on top of that, you lost Al Horford. You gave up Terry Rozier, which you should have did, because I'm gonna keep telling y'all this, y'all Boston Celtics fans. Terry Rozier cost y'all a trip to the NBA Finals in 2018. Y'all would have went to the finals in 2018. Y'all would have beat LeBron if Terry Rozier stopped shooting all them damn bricks. He was building a fucking brick house, dog. If Terry Rozier stopped shooting all them goddamn threes, getting to the paint and get the quick buckets, y'all would have been in the NBA Finals in 2018. It would have been Golden State versus Boston, not Boston versus Cleveland. But then again, we would have never got the J.R. Smith moment. So there's that. Shout out to Henny God. So then we got the so then yeah, I just don't see how that's gonna work. We got to see how that's gonna work. It might work, it might not. I just don't see it. Plus, they lost a lot of pieces. I don't see Boston. If Boston does make it into this, the Boston could still make it into the conference finals, but I don't see them getting past Milwaukee or the 76ers. I don't. I don't see them getting past the 76ers. Heck, I don't even see them getting past Indiana or the next team that I feel like it's going to be a problem this year, and that's the Brooklyn Nets. I got the Brooklyn Nets at number 5. Obviously, they don't have KD. We all know this. KD is out for the year. KD is out for the entire year. There's no debating that. He's gone. All right, he's gone. Then we have and then after that we have at the 6th seed we have Toronto, the defending champions, who obviously we all know they're not going to do anything this year. They lost Kawhi, but they still will hover around. Who knows? They might be Toronto with Siakam alone and all that depth that they have. I could see Toronto being a 3rd seed, but I just feel like Indiana might be. Indiana is just a big sleeper. That is just a team I just can't sleep on, bro. I like Indiana this year, but Toronto could definitely take Boston's spot, no problem. If Boston does have chemistry issues, I feel like Toronto is going to be the 4th seed in the East. But if the Boston thing does, this is all based on if this shit works. Like, I'm not basing it on, this and that. I'm just basing on how it will work. So I don't see Boston being above Indiana. I don't see the Brooklyn Nets doing anything big this year. Probably make it out the first round, probably. And then there's Toronto, which they could still make it out the first round, and they could still be a high seed in the East, but I don't know. Without Kawhi, I just don't see them going far, cause Kawhi took them to the moon. Let's just be real. Kawhi took these niggas to the moon, cause let's just be real. And then number 7, Miami. I gotta put Miami at number 7. Jimmy Butler gonna put them in there, and whoever played in Miami Heat in the first round, I feel sorry for them, because they're gonna have to go up against Jimmy Butler. They're gonna have to go against a dog. He gonna be doing his thing, and then you got Eric Spoelstra, and then hopefully, if Miami could be a potential threat in the East, but they gotta make some moves, dog. They gotta move some pieces around, in order to make that team work. They need a little bit more shooting. They also need some more size. They lost Hassan Whiteside to Portland, but they need some size. They need some size, and they need a little bit more shooting. I feel like this is also a team that's just like the Clippers, but I feel like they need another superstar in the matchup with him. I know Dragic is okay. He's an all-star caliber point guard, but I don't see him as like a star. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him on the level of Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler needs another guy around him who can get another 20 points, who can get at least 15 to 20 points a night. They need a guy like that on that team for them to really go above the rankings. So hopefully they do something to get Chris Paul, because if not, then all right. So, and then we got the 8th seed, and the 8th seed in the East after Miami. The 8th seed in the East. The 8th seed in the East, it could go to anybody, bruh. I'm going to put it to you like this. Obviously, you got Detroit. You got Detroit hovering around. They got Derrick Rose. Detroit made some sneaky moves, too, this year. They got Joe Johnson. They got Derrick Rose, Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond. They still got Reggie Jackson. I like Detroit, but it's just too much. I like Detroit, but it's just too much in the East right now. It's too much going on in the East right now. But I do like the moves that they made. I don't really think those moves are going to really do anything to really get them over the hump. As far as, like, they probably could get over Miami and the Boston Celtics. Not the Boston Celtics, but the Brooklyn Nets. I could see them beating the Brooklyn Nets and Miami Heat in the playoff series, but I couldn't see them beating Toronto. I can't see them beating Indiana, Boston, Philly, or Milwaukee. I don't see them beating any of these teams. So Detroit is definitely one team I would keep an eye on for the eighth seed. But another team too that y'all might not have been paying attention to or noticed, I feel like is going to take a big step this year, is Atlanta. Watch out for Atlanta. I'm telling you, I think Trae Young and all those guys, I think they're gonna blow up this year, and it's gonna be. I think we might see some potential here. Like what I saw from Trae Young last year, I hope he's developing. I hope he's getting better on the defensive end, because if he can get better on the defensive end and you know, I feel like the sky's the limit for this dude, man. This dude can really hoop. Like Trae Young can really hoop. This dude is out here, bro. But hopefully his sophomore year doesn't. Hopefully he doesn't have that sophomore slump this year. Hopefully he has a good second year. Cause I feel like he could lead this team into a playoff spot. Cause the East is really weak. Okay, there's not that many teams that's a threat until KD comes back. The East is really weak. It's not strong until KD comes back and we see how he is. When KD comes back, all right, cool. But as of right now, the East is really weak. So the eighth seed, I feel like it could go to Detroit or it could go to Atlanta. I feel like those are the two teams with the highest potential. But most likely it might go to New York. I don't know. But if not New York, but Detroit. But if injuries do start happening in Detroit, which they probably will, because I mean Blake Griffin's a walking injury. Derrick Rose, we all know about his history with injuries. Joe Johnson, he's up there in age. Andre Drummond, he can't shoot a free throw to save his life. Reggie Jackson, he's a shot chucker. And I don't know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Atlanta could still sneak in here, man. That's the only problem with the Detroit. They're not. It's not. You can't trust it. You can't trust Detroit due to health reasons. I feel, and Atlanta is young. Atlanta is young, but they got talent. So look out for Atlanta too, man. But that's just me, though. Tell me what y'all think down below in the comment section. I'll get back to y'all. Till then, peace out.